The murders of Rob and Michelle Reiner have brought the topics of drug addiction and mental illness back into the national spotlight. Their son, Nick Reiner, was charged with first-degree murder. Joining us now to explain, Dr. Levack, to break it all down, which is really the question that most people are left with today. They're still asking themselves, why? Why?
You know, severe mental illness together with substance abuse is a very dangerous mixture. And there were a number of things that are in the public record. Apparently, he was let out of a facility to go to this party. And recently, his antipsychotic medications had been changed. That's always a danger point. If you have a serious mental illness and the medicines are increased or changed, you can be vulnerable to side effects. And we know that there is a drug called Abilify that is given to people with psychotic, crazy thoughts. And in some cases, it can actually agitate them and increase those psychotic thoughts. So that's going to have to be considered, because I don't think generally there's evidence that he was a violent young man.
When we think about what happened, Dr. Levack, and you sat down and I said started talking to you about this, I think as a parent, anybody that's watching right now that has kids, you have like a million, I don't know about you, a million things like running through your mind. Many people could have teenage kids that are facing some type of substance abuse, and how much of a strain and how difficult that has to be for a parent to watch your child go through something like that.
It is a miserable time of your life as a parent. If you have adolescent kids who are using substances, abusing them, sitting in the basement, getting up at, midday, playing computer games all night. It is crazy making for parents. You can't abandon your kids, but you just keep working at it. And if they have a serious mental disorder, that then becomes potentially dangerous.
I have these conversations with my children that I wish I didn't have to have, because I know what they are exposed to, and my kids are all entering this very tender age of the teens now. What is it about that age and substance abuse?
Well, at that age, your brain is, as we know, not fully developed, and so substances have a very powerful rewarding effect. So if you have a child who is very shy or socially awkward or attention deficit hyperactivity or prone to depression, then drugs are very attractive. And they do make the young person feel better temporarily, but then they have very bad side effects long term.
So it's about the feeling better?
It's self-medicating. It's almost always a self-medication. So depressed people will sometimes look for something that gives them a boost. It's scary, but people with schizophrenia, which is when you don't have a grasp on reality, you can hear voices, you feel scared, anxious, and your thinking is distorted. If they take amphetamines, which get everything energized, that's potentially dangerous. So to answer your questions, yes, if your children are using drugs, you really have to work. I think it's really bad to have pot available, especially to young people. It's very powerful these days, not the marijuana that was around when I was in my 20s. And that can lead some teenagers to have psychotic thoughts.
What are ways or advice that you would give to families who are watching right now and they think that maybe their children could be involved in some types of substance? What do you do in that situation with a child? Is it like the tough love to say drawing the line, or is it showing love?
It's a combination. It's stay involved, keep talking, do set limits. Don't be scared. It's very rare to have a young person become psychotic and want to kill you. That just doesn't happen very often. But if your teenager or young adult is mentally ill, is abusing substances and is threatening and is violent, that's when you have to set some limits. If they're in your house and they're threatening violence, you do have to call the police. And seek help. Go talk to your general practitioner. Go on the web and look at NAMI, N-A-M-I, the National Alliance of Mental Illness. Get some support and help from them. If you have insurance, try to get them into treatment. But that involves a lot of love and setting limits and some tough love.
Yeah, the conversation definitely will continue. Everybody's still trying to wrap their mind around how this could have happened.
I know.
How could it happen? All right, Dr. Levack, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a little gift for you for Christmas. It's not much, but it's, I see that
You know what? You already are such a gift to us, and we appreciate you for many years coming on the show.
That's all I want is love.